What is going on, barbarians? Welcome to another video. And in this video, we are going to see the career of Ronaldinho. Yes, y'all left many comments and y'all said, hey man, you gotta check him out. He's gonna make you love the sport of international football. So now we're gonna see his story, but before we go to that, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification button, man. I want y'all to stick with me as y'all see me catch up with over 100 years worth of international football history. You see, I ain't been calling it soccer, so y'all don't have to cuss me out in the comments. But we getting here, okay? So we're checking out the career, just what y'all told me to do, and we here. And I have actually a long list of players, so let me know what other players I should look at in the comments. Let me know, y'all. Okay, there we go.
The smile, the skill, the thrill you felt when you watched him. The hair, the flair, the fear he instilled into every...
This is crazy already. So from a NBA comp point of view, he's like Allen Iverson. That's what he is. He's like Allen Iverson. He brought the street to it. He brought the tricks to it, the crossover, all of the extra finesse.
Every opponent who went up against him, the samba, the silkiness, the carefreeness with which he played.
Oh yeah,
For him, football was
like
never just about wins and losses. It was also about enjoying every single moment on the pitch and making...
That's the feeling that he's giving me, and we only 20 something seconds in, is that he's bringing the street element. You can tell already, like, there's two different types of way to play. Like, you can tell it's a professional way to play, you know, by the rules, by the whistle and all that. Then you can tell that there's a whole street ball element to it just by the way he doesn't even look like anybody else. You can just tell. And I'm in the beginning of my soccer. I'm in the beginning of my football journey. So you could just, it's very distinct off of first look.
The beautiful game a true beauty to behold. He was a performer, an entertainer, a showman. A man who evoked joy, amazement and nostalgia every time he stepped on the pitch. He was Ronaldinho, the ever-smiling magician who brought street football to the biggest stadiums in the world.
See, that's how distinct it was. I already kind of knew that he brought street football to it.
You see, Ronaldinho was born in Brazil, the home of futsal and street football. He was born into a poor background, but...
Okay. So I got a question. What is futsal? So is futsal like the street version of it, or is it a completely different sport, but you're still using your feet? Like, what is futsal? What is that variation? You get what I'm saying? Like, what is that? Somebody tell me in the comments. Let me know. You know, I'll pin your comment. I didn't know there's a difference between football, futsal, and is it like arena football or something like that?
Football had always been in his blood. His father played football at the local club, while his older brother played for Grêmio before injuries cut his career short. Like things weren't bad enough, Ronaldinho then lost his dad when he was just 8 years old.
Dang, man.
So things became a lot tougher. But football was the only place he could find solace. So after the death of his father, he held football tighter. He started to play a lot of youth matches in his neighborhood and would often be the smallest...
So this, what I'm looking at right here, just futsal, or this is just indoor football? You know, you guys, you know, I don't know, so I'm gonna ask a question.
Person in the group, which earned him the name Ronaldinho, meaning Little Ronaldo. During this period, Ronaldinho played...
Okay, so he's clearly older than the Ronaldo that, you know, my generation knows. So were there a Ronaldo before that? Is like the Ronaldo the name of like how everybody was named after Jalen? Like, you know, like how Jalen from basketball was the first Jalen, and everybody just started naming their kids Jalen. Is that the same thing where Ronaldo was so nice at football that everybody just started naming their kids Ronaldo? Is that the thing? Is that the mystique behind the Ronaldo name? And for them to call him Little Ronaldo?
Football, futsal, beach football, you name it. Anywhere there was a ball being kicked, you would see the little boy there. He was just obsessed with football and how it was played on the streets. It was while he played futsal that he was able to develop his skills, close control, ability in tight spaces, and what have you. Then boom, When he was 13 years old, he started to attract attention from all over the country when he helped his team beat a local club 23-0, scoring all 23 goals.
Jesus. So y'all don't say 0 is nil?
Everyone who saw him instantly knew that this kid was special. He represented Brazil at the 1997 Under-17 World Championship, and after he shone so bright, he was promoted to the Grêmio first team the following year, after having been in the youth team for 10 years.
So is there a age limit? It's like how every other sport, like, oh, you can't play professional until you turn like 15 or 16, or if you 11 and you just happen to be just damn near one of the GOATs coming up, they'll let you play professional at 11? Because I understand that, like, there's different strengths, you know, you're dealing with grown men, and that's why you can't have a 17-year-old playing in the NFL because of the contact. Is that the same thing here when it comes to international football? Like, they got to be a certain age before they can play professional, or they can play professional as a child if they don't? Because I know I've seen, what's the name, Lamine Yamal at 16. Like, I saw the clips of him at 16. Like I said, this is like my first month even figuring out exactly what this game is, but I've seen from clips that he was 16. So is there an age limit, or it's just, hey, if you a legend at 9, you're going to be on that field at 9? Let me know in the comments.
Ronaldinho was only 18 years old when he started to shake the entire world with his skills and performances in 1999. He memorably embarrassed Brazil's 1994 World Cup winning captain Dunga in a final, leaving the legend looking clueless on 2 different occasions.
Ooh, wow.
It was clear at this point that not only was this kid good, he was very audacious. The world was watching, particularly Arsène Wenger, and in 2001, the French manager was ready to sign this Brazilian wonder kid and bring him over to London. The move was very nearly completed, but Ronaldinho was unable to secure a work permit to play in England, so everything collapsed.
Oh, wow.
Seeing as the Arsenal deal...
So they're going to have him play for Arsenal. They couldn't do it because of the work permit. So, like, when they do the scouting, is it just word of mouth? Well, now, because we got the internet now, so you can kind of, like, just film a highlight tape of a kid just being a monster at it, and then you can see, but back in the day, how did they hear about these people? Is it really word of mouth? Like some dude in a favela somewhere in Brazil just happened to go travel to England, like, hey, we got this kid over here, yo, he's different. And then they just flew over there and checked him out. Like, how did that work? How did that, before the internet, how did the scouting work?
Had collapsed, he briefly considered going to Scotland to play for St Mirren, but because he had once been involved in a fake passport scandal, the move never materialized.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, their loss. Anyway, all of this heartbreak worked out for his good, as he ended up moving to France to join PSG that summer. At PSG, Ronaldinho linked up with another street footballing legend, JJ Okocha, and the presence of the Nigerian midfielder in the team seemed...
I'm going to have to look up JJ Okocha. Make sure y'all remind me in the comments to look him up.
...to send a message to Ronaldinho that he could just be his raw self, even in Europe. His first season in Europe was good. Although not a guaranteed starter yet, Ronaldinho made sure to contribute each time he was called upon.
So what makes you a person that goes on to the team, you know, from the bench, and then all of a sudden they want to start you? Is it basically just scoring a goal every time? Like, can you become a starter without actually being a goal scorer? Like, how did they measure that? How did they measure that? Where they say, you know what, we're going to get you off the bench, but we're going to start playing, even if you didn't score a goal. How did they measure that?
He averaged a goal contribution every other game, playing as an attacking midfielder, left winger, and second striker. But his first season was marred by some controversy. His coach, Luis Fernandez, complained that Ronaldinho never came back early whenever he went back to Brazil for holiday. But more seriously, he said that the young Brazilian was too focused on the nightlife in Paris, even more than he was on football. At the time, it seemed like a non-issue because, in spite of his questionable hobby, Ronaldinho never failed to put up insane performances.
He was on his street shit. We've seen this play a million times. We've seen it here in America, where, you know, you get the kids out the streets, you know, you finally put some money in their pocket, and they're very, very talented. And because of their talent usually gets them their way, they end up just doing whatever they want, being lit, going to all different type of clubs or whatever, not following the rules, and they figure, hey, my talent they need me for my talent anyway, so they just break all the rules. That's typical. You would say, can I say the N word on here? Can I say? Yeah, we'll say young boy mentality. We'll say that. We'll say young boy mentality. That's typical young boy mentality. Man, I got it. You know what I mean? I got some money in my pocket. Man, I'm mad talented. My team need me, man. We out, we party, and we turn it up. It is what it is. I'm the man. So it's funny to see that this still happens in every other sport, and it happens in every other country. You give a young boy some money, man, they turn up. They get the breaking rules and everything.
Whenever he entered the pitch. But this would actually turn out to be what eventually destroyed him at his very prime. But for now, he was still on top of the world, and he rode that wave into the World Cup that summer. In Brazil, he formed a lethal partnership with Ronaldo and Rivaldo called the 3 Rs, and together they shook
So there's another Ronaldo, there's a Rivaldo. What's the lore behind that?
The world. It was Ronaldinho's first ever World Cup outing, but you would never have known with the way he played. He was directly involved in 5 goals, in 5 appearances, including one of the greatest free kick goals in World Cup history, which he scored against England. He curled the ball from 40 yards out to win Brazil.
I don't think y'all understand how far 40 yards is. Because I know y'all do, like a different type of metric system, a different type of 40 yards on a football field. That's almost half a football field, an American football field. For people in America that's watching my video, think about this man kicked a ball from the 40-yard line. Kicking the ball from the 40-yard line is almost a 60-yard field goal. So think about kicking that ball from the 40-yard line and you still make that. That's crazy.
That game and send them to the Final Four.
And you use the curvature of the wind to bend the ball.
Interestingly, just 7 minutes after that, he got sent off, so he missed the semi-final.
Wow.
But he was back for the final, and he helped Brazil beat Germany in the final to lift their 5th World Cup trophy and cement their place as the most successful nation in the competition's history.
Okay, that's something I also got to take note of. Why South America, why Brazil produced the best football players. Yeah, I definitely got to look that up.
Ronaldinho was named in the World Cup All-Star team, so he returned to PSG feeling truly untouchable. In fact, ahead of the 2002 to 2003 season, he was even rewarded with a number 10 shirt at his club. And with such a heavy number on his back, he began to play with a lot more freedom.
What's the lore behind the number 10? I know that gotta be the captain, but what is the lore behind it? Why is it the number 10 specifically? Who wore that number? I know Messi wore it, but why? Why the number 10?
Freedom and enjoyment. That season, he won the Goal of the Season award for his incredible goal against Guingamp, where he used a body feint, step overs, and a chip to take the ball all the way from the midfield into the back of the net. This was the
I gotta make another video about the name of the moves. I didn't even know they even named the moves.
Type of stuff we only saw in street football, but this young man was bringing it to the stadiums in Europe. Once again, the world was watching, and there were bigger clubs who were desperate to bring that artistry to the biggest stadiums in the world. In 2003, Barcelona's newly elected president, Joan Laporta, said his intention was to lead the club to the forefront of the footballing
Barca, that's my team, and John Barca
world. And he would do that by signing one of 3 players.
Somebody said joining Barca is like joining Lakers. I said, damn, I didn't know.
Thierry Henry, David Beckham, or Ronaldinho. Henry remained at Arsenal while Beckham moved to Real Madrid that summer, which forced Laporta to go all in for Ronaldinho. Man United were also interested, but Barcelona outbid them, eventually paying €30 million for the Brazilian, a fee that would turn out to be an absolute bargain. Just after a couple training sessions and pre-season,
they said 30 mil is a bargain. You know how good you got to be when they said, man, we only got him for 30 mil? That's it? Only 30?
Season games, Barcelona's coach Frank Rijkaard said in awe about Ronaldinho, he has something special every time he touches the ball. And for anyone who doubted he was special, he decided to announce himself to Spain and the rest of Europe in the best way possible. His first goal for Barcelona was a real golazo. He carried the ball from his own half after having received it from his goalkeeper, dribbled past two players, and then sent a rocket flying past the goalie from 30 yards out.
Oh, he was playing one-on-one. He was playing one-on-one ball. So the way that he described the play is that he got it from the goalie and basically took it all the way up the field one-on-one. Yo, everybody got the way I got this just to do it for a step back three. That's crazy. That's basically what he did. He said, man, he took the ball, inbounded, and did a step back three from almost half court, from almost 30, 40 feet out. That's basically what he did in basketball terms. That is crazy. Like, he's probably considered, from when I'm looking at this, he's probably considered the best one-on-one player in football history. Is that a right assessment? Is that a correct assessment that I'm making? That Ronaldinho may possibly be the best one-on-one player, because a lot of this, what I'm seeing from the plays that he's making, it looks like just one-on-ones and assists. Like, he's equivalent to a scoring point guard. Like, this is crazy to see.
And he did this against Sevilla, by the way, not just any club. The whole of Spain knew that it was about to be scary times with this magician now in the league.
Going crazy.
But the downside to this was that Barcelona quickly became too dependent on Ronaldinho. The Brazilian had them sitting fourth on the table in November, but then he picked up an injury which saw him sidelined for a month.
Oh, that Achilles, boy.
During that period, Barcelona dropped to 12th after a series of 4 winless games.
Wow.
In his first game back, Ronaldinho dropped a goal and an assist in the derby against Espanyol, which was the beginning of an incredible run for Barcelona. With Ronaldinho back in the side, Barcelona went on to lose only one of their next 20 league games.
So he was that much of an MVP. He was that much of an MVP to the point that if he did not play, their team was straight losers. I didn't know. I don't know. I thought this was like an NFL type thing. Like, you know, outside of losing your quarterback, you know what I'm saying, then your team is trash. But like, losing a significant player kind of don't matter if your quarterback is always nice. So I will assume that he was basically the quarterback of the team to the point that, hey, we lost him, it's over. Then he come back, now they're good again. I didn't know that one player can really change the way how a team wins and loses. I did not know that was an actual thing. I thought it's just kind of just plug and play, you know, you put in a great player and then they just, you know, everybody is still good too. And it just makes the team a little better. I didn't know that it could be one player could change the whole thing. I did not know that. That's crazy.
Ultimately, helping them go from the bottom half of the table to a second place finish. That season, he was directly involved in 34 goals in 45 appearances for the club. And for his performances, he was named FIFA World Player of the Year in 2004.
Barcelona's star Ronaldinho beat off fierce competition from Ballon d'Or winner Andrei Shevchenko and Thierry Henry as he was named FIFA World Player of the Year.
That's dope.
But that was just the beginning. The following season, he helped Barcelona win La Liga after having sat top of the table from October till the end of the season.
Okay, so y'all right about Barcelona basically being the Lakers of it. We didn't know they got great marketing. That's all I kept seeing in my feed is Lamine Yamal. And I checked into him and they was like, yo, he's supposed to be the next best ever. And I'm like, okay, well, let me see what's going on with this player then. I started checking out Barcelona and I said, oh, man, this team is actually dope. This is like a team I can follow. I'm sorry. So I know a lot of people are probably going to see Americans coming in and Barcelona is going to have an influx of American fans. 9 times out of 10, the American fans is going to end up being Black American fans because they fit they have a great marketing force. And the great marketing is due to how they're marketing Lamine Yamal, because the way they're marketing Lamine Yamal, he gives like New York City energy. Like he gives the energy of a young boy from New York City. Like he seems very, very Americanized, westernized, as they would say. And that's the marketing Barcelona is using here in America. They're like, hey, man, we got somebody that looks like y'all that plays over here. Even though he speaks a different language, but he's part of your guys' culture and he's over here. And then they gave us a story. His father looked like just one of the Spanish dudes from New York City, somebody from Brooklyn. So that's like double double of the marketing that they did. So when you guys are seeing a lot of, you would say, Black Americans becoming fans of Barcelona, that's how they're marketing it to us. Like, hey, we got one of you guys over here. And how, if you see how he dressed, how Lamine sags his pants, he wears the designer, he got chains on, all of that. Like, that's their marketing that they're doing for us, because they knew that, okay, World Cup in America, what's a great fan base we could tap into? Oh, Black Americans. There's over 40 or 60 million of them here. We can tap into them, and they're going to spend money with us, and they're going to watch our games. So that's what they're doing. So we letting you guys know early.
He also led them to the round of 16 of the Champions League, where he scored one of the competition's most memorable goals against Chelsea. He was surrounded by 5 opponents, but he still managed to find the back of the net from outside the box. It was things like this that made him so special. Not only was he effective, Ronaldinho made sure to entertain while at it. His skills and flair made so many people fall in love with his game. And his captain, while he was at Barcelona, had the highest praise for him. Carles Puyol said, "The greatest compliment I could give him is that he has given Barcelona our spirit back. He has made us smile again." That ever-present smile was infectious, and like he hadn't given enough to the Barcelona fans already, he also helped crown his new heir. On the 1st of May, 2005, who memorably assisted Lionel Messi's first ever goal for Barcelona. In retrospect, that felt like a passing the torch moment. But Ronaldinho actually wasn't done just yet.
That's crazy lore. That's crazy lore, y'all. That's crazy lore. That's crazy lore. For him to be the person that assisted Messi on his first goal, that's insane. That's crazy. That's insane lore. You basically passed the torch to one of the greatest players in football history. That's crazy. Now it's starting to make sense and add up when it comes to Messi, of like where he get his skill from. He has a mix between professional and street style.
He still had one more gift to give to the Barcelona faithful. But just before that, for his amazing performances in the 2004 to 2005, he cleaned out all the awards. He won the first ever FIFA FIFPro World Player of the Year award, was named FIFA World Player of the Year for the 2nd time, becoming only the 3rd player after Ronaldo and Zidane to win the award more than once. And then he crowned it all with his first and only Ballon d'Or. It was the greatest season for him.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I feel like it's like how they say, like, what ring is the heaviest? It's like, I don't know. I feel like people that win the fewest, like, but it's the way that they win them. It's like how he got one Ballon d'Or, but it seems heavy of how he has one Ballon d'Or. So it's like Kawhi Leonard winning his championship with the Raptors. Like how heavy that is of him winning that. And he went to somewhere randomly to win one. Somewhere very random to win that. Outside of, did he win one with the Spurs? I don't even remember if he won one with the Spurs. But how heavy that is that he won that with them. Or like how Eli Manning has his 2 Super Bowls against Brady. But when they were the Road Warriors, how heavy that ring was of being the Road Warriors, meaning they won all their games on the road before winning that. Like how heavy. Like, because when people start winning 4, 5, 6 championships and all that different type of other stuff, it's like, cool, whatever, we see what you're going for, this, that, and third, whatever. But when you see somebody win that one, like, who got a heavy one? The Knicks is heavy due to the fact of 50 years. 50 years. It's been 50 years in between their last championship. It was almost ABA at the time. It wasn't even almost NBA at the time that they won theirs. And to win in modern day, and Brunson being quote unquote a short player, they say, oh, he's short, he's not going to be 1A, this, that, and the third, and everything that was said in between that, to actually win it against a team that people thought that was just supposed to just blow them out. And they just dominated them. Just dominated them folks. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the few rings is heavier than having like multiple. Like, I don't know. I feel like if Pat Mahomes would have beat Brady, I feel like that ring would have been heavier than the ones that he got now. I'm just saying off of different sports. But him winning one Ballon d'Or, that seems heavier than Messi winning like 4.
Individually, But as a team, the 2005 to 2006 season was much better, and he started it by putting up one of the greatest ever El Clasico performances. A performance so good that the Santiago Bernabeu stood up and applauded him, something that hardly ever happens. In fact, before Ronaldinho, Diego Maradona was the only other Barcelona player who had received a standing ovation by Real Madrid fans at the Bernabeu. That alone showed not only how great, but also how loved Ronaldinho was.
You know how crazy
this was a player with zero haters.
You know how crazy you got to be for the opposing team to just give you a standing ovation? It's crazy.
That season, he would then go on to help Barcelona win their first Champions League title in 14 years, directly contributing to 11 goals in his 12 appearances in the competition that season. In the final against Arsenal, he was very influential as always. It was even his pass to Eto'o that led to the red card for Jens Lehmann. Everyone expected him to win the Ballon d'Or again that year, but Brazil got knocked out in the quarter-finals of the World Cup.
Oh, so even if you can win the Ballon d'Or without winning it all, or they just like, nah, you got to win it all in order to get it.
Hurting Ronaldinho's chances. He ended up 4th at the Ballon d'Or and 3rd at the FIFA World Player of the Year awards. Only
so you gotta, it don't matter how many points you done score, it don't matter how many assists you done did or highlights you done made, they like, nah, you gotta win it in order to get these prestigious awards.
Beaten by players from Italy and France, both of whom got to the World Cup final that year. You see, from the point Ronaldinho moved to Barcelona up until 2006, he was absolutely unplayable. Even the 2006 to 2000.
So, I don't want to say unplayable. The word he was trying to use is probably unguardable. That's probably who he was trying to use, unguardable. So he was at a period, or a 6-year period, where it's just like, yo, who can stop him? Nobody can't stop him. He's on different timing. I get it.
2007 season was great. He was directly involved in 37 goals in 49 appearances and was still as entertaining as ever. But it became clear that there was a new prince in town. Lionel Messi had blossomed and had overthrown Ronaldinho to become Barcelona's main man. He finished 2nd at the FIFA World Player of the Year and 3rd at the Ballon d'Or in 2007. Ronaldinho, meanwhile, was 5th and 12th, respectively. So, this sort of signaled the start of a new era at Barcelona, but there weren't any major changes until 2008, when Barcelona hired a certain unknown manager called Pep Guardiola. One of the first things the young manager did was to send Ronaldinho packing, which came as a shock to many. The Brazilian was
They sent that boy to the who scale.
Still one of the best players in the world. Why would this inexperienced manager make a decision like that? Well, after having been devoted and dead.
Yo, this is what happened. You know what this is basically what kind of just happened to LeBron with Luka. This is basically kind of the same thing. It's like, hey, you're still one of the best in the world, but you're aging out. This is a new young guy who's going to maintain exactly what you have going on here, or he's going to elevate it. It's time to go. I'm sorry, we love you, all that stuff, but hey, we have to keep this thing going. So we don't want you to sit here and be the old head that's jealous because you're not getting that much playing time, or you ain't getting the ball the way you're supposed to. Here, man, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna send you up the river, you know what I'm saying? Or you can go, you can do your thing, but hey, we can get another 10, 15 years out of this guy. You only got a few left, but you're still playing at a high level. This is almost like the LeBron and Luka situation.
Dedicated to football, in his first 3 years at Barcelona, Ronaldinho returned to his nightlife routine and started to give less focus to training.
Crashing out.
Guardiola saw this and decided to put the Brazilian on the market because he didn't want him to influence the young and impressionable.
And intermediate, this is not like the LeBron situation. So he basically started crashing out. And then, you know, the media going to do his thing. So they said they done sold a drunk Ronaldinho to protect Messi. That is crazy. Called them boys drunk.
Lionel Messi. Mind you, Ronaldinho was just 28 years old at the time, so this had absolutely nothing to do with age.
Damn, they got that boy in 4K in the club.
It was simply his love for the nightlife that cost him his place at the very top of the game. As you know, letting him go at that time turned out to be the best decision for Barcelona, as they went on to complete a sextuple in their first year after him. Anyway,
Hey, I don't even know what that even is. What is that? What type of achievement is that?
despite Ronaldinho's form having dropped because of his excessive partying, he was still highly sought after by top clubs all around Europe. Man City reportedly offered £25.5 million for him and were ready to give him £200,000 per week, a crazy number way back in 2008.
So, okay, boom. When it comes to this, right? When it comes to the transfers, 'cause I got a video that I did on transfers. I think you'll see that. You'll see that before you see this. So the money that they pay for the transfers does not go on their contract. So that money, that transfer fee is totally different than the contract. So they're paying, let's say they're talking about they're paying 20 million. So that was gonna be the 20 million for the transfer fee. And then they were like, hey, we're gonna give you 200,000 a week. Like, there's two different contracts. If so, that's crazy. That's crazy.
He turned that down and decided to go to AC Milan instead. At Milan, he got drawn deeper into partying.
Because Paris got the parties. Why would he go? He literally went to Paris for the parties.
Drinking and nightlife in general, causing him to decline at a much faster rate. At 30, he was already headed back to Brazil, where he played for Flamengo, Atlético Mineiro and Fluminense before retiring from professional football in 2015 and going off to India to enjoy futsal for some time.
They went to go play for us. Boy, he wild.
The end might not have been so glamorous, but the mention of his name will always bring smiles to the faces of football fans anywhere in the world. Heck, even when he ended up in prison in 2020 for trying to use a fake passport to enter Paraguay,
why would he need that?
he put smiles on the faces of his fellow cellmates by participating in a prison futsal tournament and helping his team beat the opponents 11-2. Of course, Ronaldinho was involved in all 11 goals. That right there just sums up Ronaldinho.
Yeah, that's crazy. Went to prison and still was a star. That's insane.
The money, success, and fame were all just nice additions. At the heart of it, he was just a kid who was in love with the game and wanted to entertain the world by bringing the streets to the highest level. And in that sense, you can say he was more successful than any other footballer ever. He came, he saw, he played, he danced, he won, he entertained, he conquered the world. And he brought street football to the biggest stages in football. And he did all that with a big smile on his face.
You're the Allen Iverson of football. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like to me. It looked like he was the Allen Iverson of this game. He brought the street element to it. He brought the love for it. He brought the finesse. He just couldn't stay at them clubs. I mean, I love partying, man. You know what I'm saying? You're from the trenches, so you can't. You're a trench baby, so you can't take the trenches out of people like that. You know what I'm saying? Who come from nothing, and you decided, hey man, we finna turn up. We finna party every time and make money while doing it. It's not so much of a. It could have been worse. It could have been like just have a terrible drug habit, things like that, things that we see from our players. So it could have been that, but nah, it's really not a bad decline. He just like partying a lot. Cool. At least it wasn't partying drugs and women. He had like 39 kids and all that. He just liked to party a little bit. Yeah, and still put up numbers. So he still had an all right career. Man, that was dope though. That was a nice story that we actually can kind of relate to as Americans. So we seen that happen with a lot of our players. And I like that. So let me know what player y'all want me to see. Y'all want me to look up, research, whatever on the next one. Let me know in the comments. Man, y'all be easy. I'll see you on the next one.